go ahead and restart that recording. Yeah, it's on MLG Shattered Temple. I'm going to go ahead and start this game. Good luck, have fun to everyone.
Hey, Aegis, why don't we talk about where we can be found?
Alright, you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/AegisStarcraft2. Also check out my Twitter, twitter.com/AegisStarcraft. And, yeah.
Alright, and guys, in case you're wondering, my links are basically already shown on the overlay. There's a Facebook group called RK Casting. It's kind of some mixed casters, including myself, Aegis, Johnny Kine. He hasn't been with me lately. He's got a real job now, but still it's something to look forward to. And we do cast anything from random tournaments to show matches. So feel free to contact us on Facebook or at that email at rkwars@gmail.com if you'd like to have your own matches scheduled.
Alright, so in this bottom corner we have Rain spawning as the orange Zerg player. Going to be playing for Convergence Gaming. His opponent is going to be BNY Revenge, going to be spawning as the green Zerg player, playing for Binary Gaming. So it is a ZVZ. Both players will have map hacks for at least the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, and that's really convenient as a Zerg player because now they'll both go for more macro-intensive builds. There's no reason to get an early pool when you're spawning like this.
Yeah.
You just get decimated.
Yeah.
But they'll feel way more comfortable. They'll probably go hatch first. And this is another toss-up. The fact that if you watch your opponent drone heavily and then go pool first instead of hatch, you might as well go hatch first. There's no downside to it because you'll have your lings out in time to defend.
Yeah, so it's like playing a game of chicken to see who makes their pool first.
Absolutely.
And looks like Revenge is going to be getting his gas right now. So it looks like he's lost that game of chicken already.
Yeah, that's yeah, okay, so he's going to go gas first for speedling, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's missing the opportunity to drone so heavily in the beginning of the game.
He can put on a lot of pressure, so we'll see how Rain deals with that pressure. He could actually try to make some banelings and go for a little bit of like a bust. A lot of micro to make that work, so we'll see if that's something that he's going to try to do. But Rain is doing the what you were saying was the proper response, going to be throwing up his hatch at the natural expansion, going to be getting that extra production as well as that extra mineral patches to mine from, going to get some more efficient mining, and there's his own spawning pool on the way.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's go over what this build is going to do. Basically, Rain will definitely have to play in the defensive position. There's no way around that right now.
Yeah.
But as soon as he gets out roaches, he'll be able to push with a much bigger and much more powerful army against Revenge, unless Revenge is able to do some serious damage.
Yeah.
Because economically, Rain should start to really pull ahead.
And if you were watching BlizzCon yesterday, Demaga played against some Chinese player that wasn't very good, but there was a little bit of a baneling attack coming out of that player, and Demaga, he went for a pretty quick lair and got like 3 mutas. He said 3 mutas, 1-shot banelings, GG. That's what he said, essentially.
Wow, I didn't know the actual statistical math to that. That's pretty interesting.
I did not know that. I was like, oh, that's so smart. So like that shuts down all of the aggression. You'll have more Zerglings out, and your mutas will be able to do that harassment. Yeah, essentially it is GG. So we'll see if Rain has been watching to see if he'll do something like that, but does look like a Roach Warren is on the way.
Yep. It makes me feel very comfortable in my ZVZ to know that that's exactly how he should have opened. And once again, he'll have roaches in the defensive position, and as soon as he gets those critical numbers, he could even get +1 just to make it even more game-ending, and he can take him out.
However, Revenge still has that potential to do something real cheesy, like getting a Baneling's Nest, getting a bunch of Banelings, trying to bust the ramp where the roaches will be sitting, trying to deny the Zerglings to run into the main. And if he can bust through and kill enough roaches with that Baneling bomb, he'll be able to run in with a bunch of Zerglings. Of course, if that gets held off, there's not really much of a way to come back from that.
Oh, he's going to be doing a little bit of drone damage here. Not bad.
Yeah, he does get 2 drones. The first roach is out on the field for Rain. Rain is actually 6 food ahead already, and now the natural expansion is done for Revenge, and he is getting a queen up over there. Going to be making a couple of drones right now, and if you look at the production tab, interestingly enough, most of the production is on Revenge's side.
Yeah, and he's making lings, which I'm really surprised about. I feel like he just missed a huge opportunity to just drone as heavily as possible and pull ahead.
Yeah.
Because the faster he gets out his roaches with +1, the faster he can go attack. But making lings here, it just feels like dead weight. I don't... oh, wow, and I'm going to eat my words because it's a good thing he has those lings.
Yeah, well, his lings are without speed, so he's going to need a little bit more of them to help defend a wider area. He does have a couple sitting on the ramp and a couple sitting in that mineral line just in case. And it looks like more drones coming out of both players. Spine crawlers coming up for revenge as well. There's a single Zergling scouting in to see exactly how many drones there are for Rain, so he knows how many drones he can make in response.
Mm-hmm. And look at this, Revenge is throwing up 2 spines, so he's feeling a little bit threatened right now by the ling count of Rain.
Yeah.
But it's also important to note that layer tech is coming, and I'm predicting the +1 attack. And those upgrades are so critical in a mirror matchup.
Yeah. And there's the lair for both players, and it looks like the +1 is getting started right now. Missile attacks for those roaches, and this is going to take us further and further into the late game. We're going to probably see those infestation pits come up eventually.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to go. Sometimes players will make those hydras, but in reality, I feel like the infestor is just the best bet.
Absolutely. Like, there's no reason not to get infestors. There's the infestors are just so good. It takes out hydras like the hydras don't exist. So, so definitely the infestation pit is the way to go. Of course, you can hit strange timings where you can overrun your opponent, and it's always frustrating to lose to that as well. And it looks like all the gas coming up for Rain right now, mining all of the gas at the same time, will give him enough to possibly get that infestation pit and a couple of infestors. Also, a ton of roaches pouring out right now, so we may see some sort of +1 timing push, as you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's one of the best timings to do in a ZVZ, and the fact that he's grabbing his third is always a safe idea.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look at the difference in supply right now. I mean, Rain is just continuing to climb, and I don't see that slowing down. And that's the advantage of being hatched first.
He even feels safe taking the gold expansion. Rain is 2 drones behind right now, not too big of a deal, but Revenge is going to be taking his 3rd base soon. He's got his roaches out as well. Still no infestation pit. We have the speed for the roaches on Rain's side coming up. Still no speed coming up for Revenge. We should be seeing that soon as well. Slow roaches versus speed roaches. You can take a stab at who wins that one.
Yep. And I don't think 2 spines is enough. Not in this kind of matchup, especially when he's behind in upgrades. That's like just so deadly. But I like the fact that he's applying a little bit of pressure. He's not sure if he's undedicated yet. But I wish he would spread out his overlords a little better for Rain. You know, in the ZVZ, you can basically take over the whole map with overlords and really know when your opponent's moving across.
+2 is now on the way for Rain. He just did force Revenge to make like 10 more roaches, so this will give him a chance to get up his hatchery. And it looks like both players getting that 3rd expansion. Meanwhile, the Zerglings taking out the back rocks to Revenge's 3rd expansion.
Yeah, and the other thing is the fact that Rain is taking a gold while Revenge is taking the normal minerals. So that's going to play a role too, especially because roaches aren't that gas intensive when you're on 3 base. You'll have plenty of money for them.
Yeah, and when you attack, you'll be able to stream out with all of those reinforcing Zerglings and try to overrun your opponent. It looks like the roaches are now retreating, and the rocks over here falling down to half health. Looks like the drone's starting to distance mine that gold expansion.
I'm a little surprised that Overlord for Revenge is still in that safe zone right there, surrounded by Rain's Overlords.
That's really funny. He must feel a little bit awkward, that Overlord.
But look at this, Revenge was forced to make a lot of roaches because he felt that pressure. And right now, I'm not sure who has the bigger count.
And it looks like Rain, he does have the upgrade advantage. So he does have...
Yes, he
even
does.
with even roach counts, I think Rain would be able to defend this pretty easily. He's also got a slightly better concave as of this moment. It looks like a ton of roaches falling right now. Huge engagement, and it looks like Rain is definitely coming out ahead. The roaches for Revenge falling really quickly, and he's going to be forced to retreat. It's a good thing that he does have the roach speed.
It's also a good thing that he decided to retreat before it was too late. And look at this, some harassment going on with Zerglings, doing some serious damage to this hatchery.
Oh no, he might actually get this hatchery. There's only a couple of roaches here, and the Zerglings are on target fire. The hatchery falling to 200 HP. There's a couple of Zerglings left, and it looks like the hatch will be saved with 69 hit points remaining.
Now, if I'm Rain, I'm sending a hit squad, or a hitman squad of roaches up there to
like
take that out.
Like even like 10 Zerglings to probably take that out. Looks like,
Yep.
and if he takes that out, that's going to be a huge hit to Revenge's late game. Even though they are even in the food right now, not having that hatch, not having that production, as well as not having that mineral income is going to be a huge hit. And here comes a huge roach push, and oh no, Revenge's roaches are all on move command, and it looks like the Concave 4 Revenge is better, but Rain does have the better upgrades at 2-1. But it looks like the Concave, it's really hard to tell who's going to come out ahead.
It is so hard to tell. A little bit of micro going on too. It's making things interesting, but it looks like Rain is going to overpower here.
Yeah, taking down all of those roaches. He is now up by 40 food, which is a huge thing in a mirror matchup. And GG! Revenge does not want to play this out, and this game goes to Convergence Gaming.